into Reshuffle Madness with WePlay and ES.bet. We are heading into Game 2 of Team Spirit versus Elements Pro Gaming. If you missed it, Game 1 is definitely a game to check out. It was a fun, long game. And not all long games are fun, but this one was pretty chaotic. There was a lot of really interesting developments in team fights. I think, Kevin, you explained it best in like the developments and the way the teams figured out the team fights back and forth.
It's always such a crucial moment about a game when you have ultimates that are so tactical with things like duel that are like, oh, if I duel like guy, he's dead for sure, out of the fight, solid. Black hole, kind of similar principle. Even like egg sometimes by being able to save people. Once you figure out team fights, and as that advances over time with how people are moving and how the fights can potentially start, it just gets really interesting to watch. And every fight in that game felt very different, which is what made it so good to watch, even though it was long. So. Yeah, definitely a fun one, and maybe another good one. Ooh.
Yeah, we've got some interesting picks as we head into the draft. First pick, Weaver.
Yes.
Then Wraith King Dark Willow as the response, and then second pick Phantom Lancer. So,
in the last game we watched yesterday, it was a painful Wraith King game because there was a PL response, and it wasn't just a PL response. It was that. Not only was there a PL response, which made the mid to late game awful. It was like the early game was like they took a fight, killed Wraith King, reincarnate, killed him afterwards. It was like a trade, and then they just dumpstered Wraith King for the next 3 or 4 minutes, and he was just super behind. So I am scared for Wraith King right now, especially seeing the PL,
and especially seeing as Dark Willow is not very good versus Phantom Lancer either. Okay. So they. Like, if you had a better support versus the PL that sets the Wraith King up for laning phase success, then that would feel a lot better. But, like, a lot of the abilities of the Dark Willow don't actually do anything against the Phantom Lancer. You're able to doppelwalk off the stun, right before it hits you. You just doppelwalk, dodges that one.
Bedlam's not great.
And then you have a bunch of illusions, so Brambles don't really do a whole lot. Her damage from her ultimate.
Yeah,
forgot that one.
I literally just Bedlam.
Bedlam,
yeah.
Good call.
Bedlam is it's kind of inconsequential if he has more than 0 illusions there. The only benefit really is if there's a stun follow up into Bramble, you can prevent Doppelganger. That's probably the best one if he doesn't have Manta yet. I'm a little concerned about Weaver PL first phase. I get that it could be a support Weaver, but it feels like if this does become a core Weaver, then they have 2 cores that need to hit creeps constantly and are really not that great at ganking, and that feels like a big vulnerability. Like Dark Willow is potential. Like you can put bugs on her or whatever, which is kind of nice, but you can still dodge his attacks, even with like his Gemini attacks with Shadow Realm. So I feel like they've left themselves in some vulnerability there, though it is good for them that they have a PL. So maybe that's what Elements was thinking when they picked Wraith King Dark Willow. They're like, look, they could pick a PL here, but then they're forced to have Weaver PL first phase. It just looks so terrible.
Yeah. Do you is Phoenix good versus Phantom Lancer, or is Phantom Lancer good versus Phoenix?
Last game it was PL Phoenix, same team, right?
Yeah. Because on one hand you have like a bunch of AoE damage, and that's really good. But on the other hand, Phantom Lancer's a pretty good hero to just doppelwalk into the egg and kill it.
Yeah, or if you land Fire Spirits, he doppelgangers out and dispels it. But
I'm sorry, I keep saying doppelwalk. I'm sorry, everybody.
It used to be called that. That's fine, dude.
Yeah.
Right? That used to be what it was.
Yeah, I think so.
That was a cool. It was like such a basic skill, but that was a beautiful invention of Warcraft 3. If you guys, just to fill you guys in, if you didn't know how it used to work, you'd be walking basically. You'd use doppelwalk, and an illusion would be created that would continue walking in the direction that you were walking. So you could like basically become invisible, and then you would run like 10% faster while you're invisible. It was a very cool skill, but it was a pain in the ass to play against because you could basically use Doppelwalk to run an illusion to push a creep wave, basically. So you would just get Radiance, and you would just split push constantly with Doppelwalk. And your illusions could, I think they would stay indefinitely. They had like a cooldown, but you could always summon more. So it was like way easier to just like, I don't know. Anyways, kind of a cool skill. Very simple, but very beautiful in the same vein. To answer your question, I think Phoenix is probably fine. I guess it's just kind of situational. Like the egg, technically it counters the last game. It just didn't feel that extreme. But I feel between Weaver PL, I guess it is scary. I guess 2 really good egg counters are a problem. But solving that with Axe is a really good solution. Because when PL is going to go in the egg, he's going to put his main hero as well. Because I think the illusions, they probably count for hits, but it's probably like half or something is usually how that works, at least against like Tomb and
10 seconds remaining.
Netherward and stuff like that. So I assume it's like less. So as long as they can back up the Phoenix, and they have
5
Terrorize too,
seconds
actually,
remaining.
which is also really good in a lot of ways. Against somebody that like runs in and tries to focus a Phoenix egg. So I feel like it's more than fine. They've got the cover. They've got heroes that can cover it.
Yeah.
That is more than able going to justify it, and then it allows. So the weaknesses are basically covered in some ways, so you can let the pros remain of AOE damage. So I'm pleased with it. Coddle though is just noticed a little bit of a surprise pick.
Mm-hmm.
More mana reduction with the PL, so potentially very good against Wraith King. It's also a counter push hero, so maybe their thought is, we have all these farmers, so we just want to buy time, perhaps. What's your thought about Coddle? Do you ever see him in games? It's like it's pretty rare here. I
Yeah,
feel
it
like.
is. It is very unique. I mean, it's kind of a classic combo with PL, but I think it's also with Wyvern out of the pool. I think it is probably one of those better supports left that turtle for you, right? Being able to clear creep waves and stall hero pushes and stuff. Like, they need to be able to buy time for the Phantom Lancer to get to his heart, because they already know that, especially now, they see it's going to be a Wraith King safe lane core with an Axe off lane. Like, they know this lineup from Elements is not going to outscale them like 100%. So
Yeah.
I can kind of see where this Coddle fits in, but it is a unique support that we don't see a whole lot, and for good reason. Doesn't offer you a ton of like. It offers you some pressure in lane by being able to spam Illuminate, but it doesn't give you the classic easy support of like, here's the nuke stun for you to be able to kill a hero, right?
Yeah, like gank wise, their lineup's still really limited. I mean, grabbing Coddle there was, I think, fine, but now that they have a Zeus as well, it's starting to feel real bizarre. Burst damage wise, no problem. They're in a good place there. Lane wise, even if you put Coddle with PL, that changes his skill build. I would argue maybe it makes things weird as well. But there's a gank hero. That's their lineup. Nyx Assassin is going to be the last one. That's their stun hero outside of Zeus. So, and they pick a PL or TA. It's a great pick. It's just tons of physical damage. It's good against Zeus in lane. It can easily kill like Coddle Zeus in mid-game situations once he gets like Blink Deso, and they can't well defend themselves. Once he gets like a BKB, he's actually invulnerable. He's a terrible hero against PL in many cases. So I guess in late game, Elements Pro Gaming have really shit PL solutions actually.
Yeah, but they already had that problem, right? So with TA being like a Roshan hero,
Well,
like I think it's a hero that speeds up the game for you, right?
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think they realize that with the PL and the Weaver on Team Spirit that it's going to take forever for those heroes to become really effective. And until then, they've got more than good enough heroes. Phoenix, Dark Willow, arguably Axe, and even Wraith King is kind of okay, especially if he's a one position and gets a lot of safety if that happens to happen. And yeah, just tempo the game, kill Ancients, get Deso Blink, take Roche, and just start blowing towers up.
Yeah.
And hopefully Coddle can't clear the waves rapidly enough would be a solution.
I don't know about you, but I'm siding with Elements on this game. I just Team Spirit's lineup is just so slow, and they don't have playmaking supports either. Like Nyx Assassin, he's very hit or miss as a support, as sort of a playmaking support in that regard. And most of the time, he needs level 6 before he really makes things happen.
Yeah.
So
he's not even that good against TA either, right? I mean, he'll have a stun setup, I guess, but the mana burn, what does it do well against? It's not that great against Axe, kind of. It can set up like Dark Willow kills, but if it was like Nyx against Weaver or something, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I see why they picked that. But in this game, it just feels a little bizarre. Like they're trying to stabilize their lineup because they picked the PL, and it feels like a little bit of a debate here from Elements, in my opinion. Was it Elements yesterday that lost to the PL?
yes, they lost to Odium.
This feels to me, this draft felt to me like a little bit of a lesson learned kind of a thing. Like, let's take a free win. We understand the meta a little bit better now, so let's bait him out.
Some friendly chatter going on between these two teams. I'm not entirely sure what it all means. But does
Dino,
our Russian
your mom, my pet. I think I understand that one.
Also, DNC just said Coke nails.
Plus Coke nails. There's like some real personal shit going on, and they're very comfortable playing each other, which is great. That's some of the best stuff.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have former teammates on opposite sides of the field and who are still on good terms with each other.
And have experienced the struggle together is usually the real bonding moments, for sure. 2-2 bounty runs is what it looks like to be if they don't contest the spot one. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of contesting at all by the Radiant team this game now that I think about what we just saw here.
Yeah, they're going to be passively letting a lot of things happen and waiting for mistakes.
Oh, LeBron's moving over for a curve snipe. We'll see if he can get it. Phoenix pretty good at it.
That would help our TA dominate that mid matchup even more. Our mind control TA, again, as he is going to be standing in for Bora. Team Spirit do have a 9 Zeus again. He did a really great job in that first game. He was probably like good 60% of the reason that they won.
But this is by far a worse Zeus game.
Yes.
Last game he was against a PL. He's against a lot of other bursty heroes, but this game against a TA in lane, already hard. He's against a Wraith King. It's okay. Axe feels doable, depending. All depends on initiations, I guess. But it doesn't feel like hard counters.
Our top lane matchup is Phoenix and Wraith King.
Yep. Versus the Weaver Nyx Assassin, which sounds like a pretty okay duel lane to me. Are you? Ooh.
9. Oh, Mind Control got a little bit too close to the tower, and Mind Control, he may just die here. He has 1 Arc Lightning. He's going to wait for the Lightning Bolts, which is coming up in a second, and gets it before the Refraction comes back up. Mind Control.
I just can't believe that happened.
A great player, but that was
what a mistake, dude.
Terrible mistake.
Man, those tower hits are so painful when they happen, and he thought he had this trade advantage here, but that is so catastrophic, actually. It's like the matchup that you're supposed to get stomped in, where it's like, okay, it might go a bit even, but once TA hits 6, she's just going to kill you repeatedly.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's got this kill now, that's a faster boots advantage, and it was first blood. Oh,
and I would argue that I think 9 outplayed him a little bit in the last game, too, in that mid lane matchup. I think he got like a little bit too much of a CS advantage than he should have.
Yeah, that's right, because he had like 15 or something. Remember when Mind Control's at 10?
Yeah.
Maybe just a very good Zeus player. I think Zeus is getting more balanced now than he used to be, though. Like the original Nimbus was getting kind of ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
The radius reduction has really helped a lot. It's like it's very easy to get out of the radius now. It feels like to me.
Yeah.
Maybe not easy, but not a pain in the ass. How's Coddle been doing down here? Able to test things up. Heals up to 9 last hits. Axe at 9. It looks like he's mostly just focused on pulling, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. They just blasted in order to allow the Phantom Lancer to lance range creep in order to get the Battle Hunger off of him. It's that kind of lane.
Okay.
We have to double nuke to get 1 CS to get Battle Hunger off of you.
It's kind of a cool way to guarantee the creep gets lasted anyways, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Make sure there's no denials, because if he has to hang around that one, it's a little bit of a level disadvantage here.
It is something that I feel like was a nerf to a lot of these sort of indiscriminate nuking heroes, is bringing the range creep low to deny range, right? When the range creep is so important for experience purposes, like that hurts a lot of these heroes, and you have to be able to play around it at that point.
Got a promo code on screen, guys.
Don't forget to check out WePlay.tv/codes to be able to get some secret shop items. To our FNG, he's going to need some items to get out of here. He's trapped in the trees, tries to break one tree through, gets a breakout, but is not going to make it. He used a healing self too, so that stings.
That
even
hero
worse.
is not tanky. That was impressively untanky. I don't know what he was thinking there. I felt like he kind of just created his own demise to me.
Yeah.
Like he juked into that spot. He wasn't prepared to juke out. I don't know if he misclicked or something. Maybe wasn't expecting to get blocked on both sides, but I felt like a death that probably didn't need to be that easy. Make him pay for it or something, lose a lot more health or something.
And as a result, the Axe has a total free lane. You know it's a really free lane when this early he starts pulling into the easy camp to just get the extra farm.
Yep.
And he can come over, pressure Skeeter whenever he wants, throw Battle Hunger on him when there aren't creeps or something. Mind Control's still doing well in CS despite his earlier death. He's 28-5 right now, top of the board.
Okay.
As you should be as a TA, right?
Yes, because essentially there's nothing Zeus is going to be able to do to contest your last hits.
As to Joe, another Fire Spirits. Wand is going to be able to keep him alive, though.
Pretty close.
Swift Ending just keeps on going with all these skeletons onto Biver. They might be able to get the kill, but he is a pretty fast bug naturally at 299 movement speed, so he can stay ahead of him.
Back in the day, it used to be slow, but I looked at the average speed recently, and it's actually like 290 right now.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's actually the average.
It used to be the average was 300, right?
Yeah,
And
a
then-
lot of heroes are 300. But then pro players started like abusing small advantages, like, oh, X hero is 315. That's really good.
Yeah.
And then there was things like the movement speed thing that lowered everybody down. Stuff like that. Poor, rest in peace, Tiny, moving anywhere rapidly.
Who's the slowest hero right now? Tree?
I believe it's Tree.
He got hit with the movement speed
It's like
nerf like so many
260.
patches in a row.
It's the penalty of having a movement speed increase skill, basically.
Yeah. Swift Ending seems like he is feeling the pressure of this aggro dual lane, but I'm going to guess this Axe lane is going to be a lot more successful against the Phantom Lancer. Oh, that's a great pickup. A regen rune from Mind Control. Swift Ending back behind the tower. They tried to kill him, didn't have quite enough damage. And it'll be Team Spirit takes a lot more
I'm
in
surprised
return.
he's able to bully mind control so much. Maybe he's aggroing creeps or something like that, but
Just a wee fairy going about her business.
I mean, but he doesn't even have static field or anything to break extra refraction charges. It's just, I guess he's just waiting until refraction ends. He's not even like spending a lot of mana. I think he's probably just like very tactically using his lightning bolts when refraction goes away.
Yeah.
Is my assumption. Because then it's more like you're playing a game of mana against TA. That he can't refraction constantly, so you just wait till it ends, get some bolts in, and all of a sudden he's at like half HP.
6.5 minutes. That's all it takes for Mitch to be able to take that tier 1 safe lane tower. Completes a Vanguard with ease. Probably could have had it like 5 minutes if he wanted it.
It's a really good place to be. In a lot of ways, Axe is kind of the PL solution in lane right now as well. Just because he does pure damage spinning, so all of this high armor that Phantom Lancer has doesn't matter. Hero's got a decent amount of base HP regen, but Axe can actually just camp in this lane.
Top lane, a little bit of action here. They managed to get a Shikuchi through. LeBron spotted him out for a moment. At the same time, they go for the mid lane kill.
Just a wee fairy
I guess
going about her
there
business.
is an advantage to having a monitor that is 10 seconds ahead. That was the Dark Willow. Wrapped around behind the Zeus and got a successful Brambles into a TA trap. So
Okay.
good pickoff for them. Seems like Nine's going to be in a similar position like he was against the Kunkka. Not sure how much longer he can stay in lane.
TA's in a big advantage now. Just picking up level 8, whereas Zeus is just taking over into 7 now, so like a full level advantage at this phase. Not too many more denies on Mind Control's side, but still huge level advantage. Maybe from that kill or something, not sure. Seems like he has more experience than I would have expected. I mean, it's extra 5 denies. That's essentially maybe like one more creep of experience, but
And he didn't even clear through his ancient stack yet. He's doing it now, though. Biver just keeps on getting in the face of this Wraith King. He's proven to actually be a really effective support. More effective than I would have given Nyx Assassin the credit for
yeah,
when it comes to laning
I
phase.
absolutely agree. Well, looks like they're going for some pressure. He's got
Fakes it
Lannis on
out,
here.
does manage to land the impale. Again, man, this guy's a beast. LeBron at the back lines, hit by that Thunder God's Wrath, but had 7 HP too much. The Weaver just wasn't ready to commit under the tower, so. 9, he's got a stack of his own. Again, this guy seems to play off of neutrals a lot more than any other Zeus I've ever seen. And I guess with the help of the Coddle, he can certainly do that.
It's just safe to do anyways, because going mid is dangerous. TA can almost kill him by himself in a normal circumstance. So if TA is slightly ahead from getting a kill and a hero ganks, he dies every time. So just a little bit of stacking like this covers those bases a lot, and then he's off the map. Enemies don't necessarily know if he's ganking or whatever. Although I do expect him to rotate probably for the 10-minute mark. He's done this kind of consistently so far.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he rotates off the lane. And he actually ends up getting a kill mid against the Dark Willow. Yeah, he's going to tip for that one. That was like a typical, probably a bolt run down bolt.
Yeah. Going swift ending one more time here. Low armor hero already, now with a bug on him.
He's just
Very
not afraid to
susceptible.
stun. Which is a good move. I mean, Wraith King does not have that much armor in the laning stage. So even if you're spending mana to nuke him here, hitting him just a few times is actually really beneficial.
It's going to be a fast blink dagger for Mitch. Top lane in the river. Viver's going to be slowed down here. Sure enough, Mind Control is going to make some rotation on that 10-minute bounty rune. Phoenix tries to snag it away. Actually gets hit by the impale from Viver. What a beast! He may not have the damage to kill the Phoenix, but that was still a sick move.
On the other bounty rune, actually, the Weaver tried to contest the bounty himself. He ended up getting stunned, I think, by like Wraith King or something, and ended up getting chased down. It wasn't quite 6, so he was actually killable there.
Yeah, it looks like they had a sentry already in place.
That's why.
Area.
Yes. Possibly placed for the moment.
Thunder God's Wrath spotting things out. Maybe they were checking in on the Axe and his Blink Dagger progression. Can't really think of any other reason to Thunder God's Wrath there. Viver setting up on DNC. Managed to get the Impale hit, and with Lightning Bolts.
The Veil, big damage. So 1 point is passive now. Queuing up, same build as before. Veil into Yules. Yules really good this game actually against the Axe.
Yeah.
Blink calls your ally, just Yules him in the air, counteracts the call more or less. It's the damage component. Like Zeus still has to be pretty concerned about TA though. I think this is honestly one of those games where you maybe need the armor talent.
Yeah.
Against a TA, it's like, especially when he has a Deso, it just feels pretty scary to me.
Again, the movement speed is also quite helpful, right? To stay ahead of the melee heroes, get out of the egg.
So you're basically saying that getting experience to get the melee or the movement
Oh,
speed.
sorry, yeah.
Look at that damage.
Nice call out from Mitch. Managed to grab both 9 as well as Viver with the egg over the top. Team Spirit, they've already lost this fight. It's not even close. They ran into 5 heroes with Supernova. They just need to try and get out with their Keeper of the Light, who's going to be the 3rd hero limping away here. Mitch does have his Blink Dagger coming up soon, and they spotted FNG.
Oh, he might die to neutrals. Don't miss the kill. Oh, okay, he is a wand. He's fine.
Did he run into
the Prowlers? Oh, yeah.
the Prowlers?
Oh, yeah. he like kept the Sunray going. And
oh, good terrorize read.
Oh,
Good play from DNZ.
Dude, that guy's such a good player.
Yeah.
You can really tell. Little moments like that. Just did he even have vision? Was that just literally a guess?
I'm not even sure if he had vision to see him going into the Roshan pit. I don't know. Maybe he ran over a TA trap. Because they're usually there by the runes, so maybe that's possible.
Yeah, it definitely could have been. And then the evidence is gone because it blew up or whatever. Definitely could have been.
Managing to call out onto Hesta Joe. He does have the time lapse out, but won't get the opportunity to throw it down.
Okay, Zeus does still go experience gain.
Oh, Viver does manage to hit the stun onto ZNC. They're going to blow him up with the Thunder God's Wrath and go for Mitch next. Now Mitch, another lightning bolt. Bring him close to that kill radius, but it's actually Mind Control is going to go forward. Try and kill Viver. Doesn't quite get it. Now out of refraction charges. Going to take a big nuke in. The jump in from Mitch. Does manage to grab 9. Impale. Faked out by Viver. He's going to hold on to it for the time being.
He missed it.
He missed it entirely?
Yeah, missed it entirely. Went right past the Axe. It like went over the corner kind of. He just misclicked or something.
I didn't expect him to miss a still target. Yeah. Mitch managed to get the call on to Hesta Joe. Hesta Joe may have gotten a little bit too far. He just runs into so many heroes. That Axe has a Vanguard. He is not that easy to kill.
Yeah, I felt a little hesitated there. I don't know if he... Did it feel like his time lapse was slow? I'm not sure if it was. Maybe it's hard to tell with stun. With
midi
call.
stuns of lightning bolt and stuff. Yeah.
No, it's the other way around because this is on the Radiant team. Because Berserker's Call, he's attacking anyways. It just looked like he could have casted. I'm probably wrong though. I'm sure he's spamming. He's spamming wand and time lapse. It just looked like it was a little slow.
Yeah, but managed to get the successful scan. Mind Control is going to come in from the side here with LeBron here as well. The Supernova terrorize as well as the call.
Oh,
what a combo here from
that
EPG.
was so sick. That was so sick. They're playing so confident.
They are playing super confident, and it's surprising after they lost that first game against Team Spirit.
I mean, with this draft, they know these fights are so stupid easy. Like,
Yeah.
Phoenix gets one Fire Spirit. He knows if he ultis, he's good. Like, PL's not going to be there. Maybe Weaver hits it, but who cares? He's got an Axe to back him up. It's just so easy. It's like they're playing like they don't pay attention where every hero on the map is. There's like nothing to worry about. They just know everything is going to go well.
Phoenix, it looks like Biver's on top of the Phoenix. He did get the Vendetta hit, Impale, and has enough damage to finish him off, thanks to the help of Hesta Joe Rotten.
The one good thing going for Spirit is still Zeus. Like, he's got the easiest game ever against Dark Willow if he ever gets in range.
Yeah.
And I think Biver's playing really well. Regardless of that one missed stun, he's been doing an awesome job setting up kills and initiating at the right times. But it's still so hard to play against TA. And he's got Blink now, I think.
Blade Mail soon
no.
on Mitch.
They just saw it coming or something, or just expected it. Just right place, right time, mind control, I guess.
They've got a Laning Ward.
Oh, I'm
on the
sorry.
left side.
You're right.
That's
That is a dire ward. I thought it was the other way around for some reason.
Blink Dagger on the Wraith King. Blink Dagger on Mind Control's coming in. Blade Mail on Mitch. Again, they're just like they did well in the laning phase. They made those rotations early. Just started dominating really fast. Oh, look at that! That sentry's just barely out of range.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a good 100 units, but yeah, still.
DNC is trying to set up right now on the Zeus. They are going to be able to get the call. Bedlam makes short work of 9. It does manage to get DNC the kill. Now they're going to try and go for the Bramble. Grab onto FNG. He's dodging most of the Brambles, but is just too much. Can't get away, and he doesn't have the backup from his team. Again, that's a big part of the problem, is that these cores and most of the supports can't really help in these engagements.
There's just actually no way to save the Zeus in most of these circumstances, actually.
Yeah.
Head gets popped, nothing to do. I mean, we haven't seen PL in any of these fights yet, but that's because he's got to finish the Diffusal Blade so he can do something.
Right.
Once he finishes it, maybe we're going to see Spirit start winning some fights, but until then, they actually can't save Zeus if he gets Blink called.
Does man find DNC, Thunder God's Wrath, and a Lightning Bolt. That's all they need right now. 9 manages to get in range. Goes for LeBron next. LeBron. A lot of damage here. Another Lightning Bolt's going to come in, and Arc Lightning is enough to finish him off. Double kill for 9. Again, he is currently keeping Team Spirit in this game with his Zeus.
Armor talent here for Mind Control, skipping the Psionic Trap. I guess one trap doesn't nuke an entire group wave anymore, right? It still takes 2 even if you get it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, so maybe that's why, at least until like level 3 trap or something, maybe, or level 2. Perhaps that's why he's opted for that build. I guess against PL, it's not a bad idea either, because he's going to have PL problems, so. I just haven't watched that many TAs recently, so I wasn't sure if it's changed. But the pressure that TA with Blinked Esso and the Axe can put on like Zeus and pretty much any hero on Spirit side is just kind of crazy. Everybody's vulnerable. Weaver's queuing up. I assume he's probably going to go Maelstrom. He's already got the Javelin. Pretty standard item. Not a bad idea either against a TA. Get a second source of damage to break more refractions per hit.
It's a good farming item as well.
That's true.
Weaver's kind of notorious just because he doesn't clear creep waves like some other cores do, that you struggle to be able to get into your mid-game items. Smoke rotation coming in from EPG. They're running at the Phantom Lancer right now, who, as you said, we haven't really seen much of him. That's because he's just been trying to farm as much as possible. Not going to be caught by the call, the Doppelganger dodge, but they found the real one. Biver comes in, hits a good stun, but there's too many heroes here from EPG. Now Biver may get caught. Good blast back there from FNG with a blinding light. But Biver, slowed down by the Templar Assassin traps, doesn't have the Spike Carapace to protect himself against DNC's Bedlam. They're just going to keep on going. They're going to find FNG as well, with Swift ending having the Blink Dagger. Mind Control has one as well, so he's going to try and chase down 9 underneath this Tier 3 tower. Now the Weaver's going to come in, doesn't really offer a disable, but called up immediately. Hesta Joe Rotten, he tried to come in and save 9, but he's just going to give up his life instead of helping anybody. He can't even help himself. DNC threatening the Terrorize there as a blink back in from Mind Control, trying to complete the kill onto 9 underneath the Tier 4 towers, though. He has no more refraction, and now is going to get bursted down. 9 gets his revenge, a double kill for him, as that actually finished off the Phoenix as well. Swift ending. He
Man.
will be able to TP out, though.
That's one of those moments that feels so good. Once that bolt lands on the TA, you're like, thank God, I can get him for sure. But I was really worried that there would be a blink from the TA there to finish him off any moment. And
yeah.
Everybody, I mean, they're playing this team fight right generally. When the diving was coming, like he used the Yules on the axe, it's like the Weaver just still got bursted down.
Yeah.
Maybe you could criticize his talent choice. He went for the experience gain at 10 instead of 7 strength. Maybe this is the game where you like actually need the strength because of like the TA and the axe burst. But in the long term, more experience is going to be better. But maybe that's not true. Maybe he would have lived in that moment. Time lapse, got an extra kill, and got an experience for it or something. But it's just everybody in Spirit's still so burstable.
Look at 9.
Man, I got a big Zeus
That
versus
is-
Dark Willow.
Yeah, that is also a double lightning bolt from
From the Coddle.
from the Coddle. Yeah, they've caught Viver.
That's good. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, I was like, that wasn't Thunder God's Wrath. No, that's double lightning bolts.
Way better. With Veil, that's incredible damage.
I mean, you hate playing Dark Willow against Zeus because every single one of his abilities goes through Shadow Realm.
Except for Arc Lightning, if you're the only guy there.
That is true. No, you can't get targeted by Arc Lightning. But Lightning Bolt, Nimbus Clown, Thunder God's Wrath.
That pleases me. I want to watch more. Dark Willow's just dying
Just
endlessly.
die.
I
You
don't-
hate
I
Dark
don't even-
Willow?
I don't even play her. I just try not to. I generally tend to stay away from ideal meta heroes personally. I prefer to I like trying to meta out new heroes, I guess. So I never really grind the OP ones.
Well, I
Dark Willow's
actually
been
think
OP.
then Dark Willow's an okay hero to play right now because I actually don't think she's like
Yeah,
she's definitely no longer the ideal meta hero that she was
that's
a
true.
month or two ago.
Yeah, it's not quite the same as it used to be.
EPG. Gonna run in Hesta Joe Rotten here. Time lapse away before Mitch could find him. Thunder God's Wrath will reveal all these heroes sitting around the Roshan pit. Again, that is one of the things that allows EPG to be able to go from this early momentum and carry into a strong mid game is the fast Roche taking potential.
Between Sunray for healing and Melt Strike and Deso, Roche will die relatively fast. What's the Wraith King doing? 3,600, so he should have Relic Gold off of this Roche kill. He does. Yeah.
Team Spirit have terrible heroes to contest. They only really have the
Coddle,
Keeper of the Light, yeah.
Zeus, maybe Nyx, perhaps, but none are amazing.
Right. Blink Dagger for DNZ now. So there is so much initiation and catch potential on EPG that Team Spirit have to be really well aware of where EPG is at. Make sure that they don't get any. Oh, that was a pick off on the Courier, and that had the Relic on it.
Yeah. It's a nice snag. Delay Radiance by 4 minutes. He was like 400 gold away from it too. That's painful. Whatever. Wraith King is still a hero without Radiance. Just would have been very nice to have against PL and almost everyone else, but
For sure.
okay.
I just realized FNG still doesn't have boots.
He's got
Not-
the Wind Lace.
Not that Coddle really. I mean, he's a naturally fast hero, but
It's 360.
good Thunder God's Wrath will scout out this smoke here from EPG.
Definitely very good at reading that one out. He's also got a Circlet and an Ironwood branch. It's slowly getting back in the game.
Every death, he just picks up one more small item.
I mean, he's also level 9. Like, it's actually, considering how shitty his net worth is, it's actually playable. Like, it doesn't feel like total pain, like you said, because he's got a horse to ride, you know?
Yeah.
He's got enough levels to make it kind of okay. He's got 2 points in Mana League, interestingly, too, which I'm not too surprised about because it does help them have more control in teamfights, which is certainly what they need. Worse at blasting waves, but better at controlling enemies in teamfights. Maybe scoring a free Wraith King kill if things go well.
Yeah. I've seen most Coddles like the Illuminate Blast. Part of the reason you only need 2 levels of it is that thanks to maxed out Chakra.
That you can like double blast a wave.
Yeah, double blast still kills a wave. But it may not be able to deal with skeletons as easily. Fortunately, there's Arc Lightning. The Swift Ending is going to try and approach this tier 3 with those skeletons.
Well, Zeus and the Veil should be more than good.
Yeah. That's just a bunch of free gold then for 9.
I don't want him. Bramble there was kind of interesting. What's that about? Just worried about... Oh, I'm sorry, it's a Dire Bramble. My bad. Yeah, they're going to pack. They realize it's... I mean, the Illuminate's not the biggest thing right now, but it's still difficult for them to force it high ground. Like, they can basically constantly bolt to check for wards. They had a sentry on the low ground. They bolted the other side. So just having high ground vision is basically impossible for the Dire team. It's just not worth trying to do this, like, catch and go thing.
Yeah.
Unless they can, like, call 2 guys while doing egg or something. But just safer. Push out lanes a little bit. Maybe try to get a kill.
And you know Team Spirit, they can't play inside of the base for the entire game. Like it's 25 minutes. Like they still need a lot more gold to be able to scale up on their Phantom Lancer and Weaver. They're going to take certain risks and push out of their base and try and split push and farm and all these sorts of things. And that, more than just 5-man into high ground, is your opportunity, right? It's picking off a hero and getting an important kill and then going high ground. So, EPG. Got time to work with. Got items to pick up as well, as BKB is complete for Mind Controls, Templar Assassin.
Okay, Radiance is up now finally. Courier respawning. Oh, look at the Nyx. He's heading for it.
Oh,
He's
is he gonna
waiting.
try and snipe the courier? Oh my god. Look at him, he's right in position for it too.
Dude, this is the
massive.
real... Oh my
He's got
God.
it. The Radiance,
Oh my
Shadow Blade,
God.
the BKB, it's all gone.
That is actually... Oh, let's do some math, baby. That's like 10K net worth. That's actually 10K net worth. That's all of Element's advantage is on the courier for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Team Spirit in this moment is winning by 2,000 gold. That is an insane pick-off, dude. Like, he deserved that tip, dude. That's just like a... Dude, that's real evil.
Jump in. Here from Mind Control. Tries to blow up FNG. It's not quite enough. The Sunray might be enough, but he actually stalled up by Biver. Good stun from him. Double stun on Mind Control. They now pop the Supernova to try and protect Mind Control, but he's getting nuked down so hard. So much magic damage. They may lose his Aegis here, as he has no more mana for the Refraction. Now the jump in from Mitch. Actually managed to grab Skeeter, but only down to half health thanks to the Yule Scepter from 9. Managed to interrupt that combination. Biver managed to get a big Vendetta hit in, trying to keep Mitch alive with the Sunray as best as possible, but LeBron now has the bugs on him with Hestejo coming in. Will be able to finish off that Phoenix, and Mitch still has the bugs on him as well. Managed to get the call on a Hestejo, but it won't stop the magic damage. That'll finish him off. 9.
They got
managed to
Mind
get a big time kill. Mind Control going down as well. This is 4 dead, potentially 5th, as Swift Ending is going to be caught as well. Needs to be able to get his Blink Dagger off here, but just no opportunity to do so. So that's going to be Reincarnation. Immediate damage thanks to that Luminant Blast from FNG, and dead a second time. That is a team wipe for Team Spirit. All in part thanks to the Courier.
Yeah, that's actually, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm surprised that it went so well for them. And I'm sitting here trying to think of why. We had no BKB on TA. That means he has to worry about mana drain constantly from PL. He can't commit to anything. He can't commit to Nyx Assassin because Nyx Assassin can spike Carapace with the stun follow-up. He can't necessarily commit to Zeus because Zeus could just Yules him. It actually like completely gimped what Mind Control could do. There wasn't a Radiance on the Wraith King, so he's basically just a Blink Stunner, which also isn't adequate enough. And then, what was it, a Shadow Blade for Axe or something like that?
Shadow Blade
so
for Axe, yeah.
Getting his initiation is going to be, like, it's actually so impactful. I'm slightly surprised they won that fight, but even, like, the Aegis respawn time was enough for them to kill the Axe in the meantime, so.
I think Mind Control just cannot be that aggressive without their items. You know, like, he may have Aegis and everything. They just need to just take that tier 2. They went past the tier 2, right?
Okay, yeah.
Without 10K net worth of items that are missing, maybe just, you know, satisfy yourself in taking a tier 2.
Can you blame him for wanting to kill the Windlace Circlet Ironwood Branch Keeper of the Light, dude?
He did
was
almost
so
one-shot
easy to kill.
FNG.
Yeah, like he was just that little snack. He wanted it, and it took the Phoenix ulti, and they killed him. But the guy has actually no farm, so it doesn't even matter if you kill him. 1,800 net worth is like what he's dancing around.
You know what? If he was level 20 as well, it might have made a difference. Because he did meld hit the Coddle. Now he's got the -4 talent.
Oh, jeez.
He kills him. He doesn't manage to get the pullback.
doesn't
Mind
have his
control is
BKB
going to be
yet.
caught here. They do have the Terrorize out. The Supernova laid down. Hester Joe's going to pop his BKB and trying to commit to be able to get that for the call. And now with a follow-up Supernova stun, Hester Joe is chain stunned down and called away by Mitch. Now a Templar Assassin. Trap is going to be able to slow down FNG. All these heroes blinking into a beautiful stun by Biver, though. Might be able to shake things up as Skeeter's getting in there. Managed to get the damage onto Mitch to finish him off. And a big hit onto the Zeus brings him down half HP. Swift ending. Managed to get the stun onto him with Bimax coming in from LeBron. They're going to pop the Shrine, trying to run down 9 as best as possible.
Another
But
stun.
another stun from Biver from the high ground. This man just does not stop. Even Spike pacing to be able to slow down Swift Ending's pursuit
Oh
of
my
9.
God,
now
dude.
blinking in, but another Yule Scepter inside of the Nimbus. Swift Ending will die. A triple kill for 9. EPG bought back and still lose the fight underneath Shrine. Team Spirit is back in this game in a big way.
That was such a fun fight to watch, man. It looked terrible for Elements. TA was screwed, but BKB gets delivered. They're able to gap close and chase after their opponents. They blink called on the Phoenix Egg to guarantee that the Weaver gets killed, no time lapse, and then they were just chasing down their opponents. But Biver, dude, just landing stun after stun to buy Zeus time to get that 6-second cooldown off cooldown. And now he's level 24. Like, this guy is such a good Zeus player, but boy did his team back him up.
Yes.
There's like 3-man stun. This guy ravaged like every 12 seconds here. They get Phoenix for free, basically. The Axe just died as a result as well. And then they just slowly chase down the Wraith King. Missed a kill. It's okay. Just a dead Weaver.
Hester Joe going down.
That must have been a bad kill, I'm guessing, based on the tipping. I wonder, if he had 7 strength talent this game, would he have died like 4 less times? I think it's a real possibility.
Well, how many levels do you need to get 7 strength?
On Weaver,
Weaver.
a lot. It's like 3 extra.
He does not. He does
It's
not
like-
have great strength.
It's like 4 extra levels.
Yeah.
7 strength is a pretty shit talent, I must say. But
Yeah.
if it's the difference between dying or getting your time lapse off and continuing to fight, it's absolutely the value play. I think.
Nimbus Cloud laid out onto Mitch, making sure he can't really get away here. He pops a Blade Mail, but is limping away on low HP, and 9, thanks to a haste rune that he picked up, is easily able to pursue. Now they're going to be able to catch Swift Ending up next as he's burned out a lot of his mana. Really good Terrorize, though. Still, the Wraith King dies. Managed to get the slow out for the Reincarnation. They're going to try and go back in with Mind Control. An Egg in the back lines to be able to protect Swift Ending in his second life, but still the illusions burn him away. Almost enough to finish him off, but not quite. But it's Mind Control. The second Nimbus Cloud is going to be going down here. 2 cores dead. Pursuit by Skeeter as he spots Swift Ending. This is a big time kill. They can take all 3 of these cores. Team Spirit will be well positioned to be able to go into maybe even high ground here. Swift Ending just cannot get away. Can't get the Blink Dagger off.
It is so hard for them to win fights now. Zeus has finished he's 25, so he's got the Arc Lightning damage to 300, which is crazy right now, and he's got an Octarine finish, based on how those last couple of fights went. He's 17-4-5 right now. This guy is like the Zeus player right now, I dare say. He is so good at this hero. Like, his lightning bolt's a 4.5 second cooldown. Like, even having Coddle in the fights, it's just so beneficial. If he like, mana leaks a guy, it gives Zeus so much space. If that guy tries to kill Zeus, burns all of his mana, Zeus kites. And then he just has low cooldowns because of the Coddle anyways. And then Coddle's like, oh, you just gotta kill him, right? Surely.
That's clever. Look at that. He Nimbus Clouds to make sure when Mitch blinks in and tries to go for the call, he's instantly stunned.
Okay, that is really
And then
smart.
that would have let him have the time to get Yule Scepter off, and then the Axe, his
That's-
initiation is just totally ruined.
Very smart. And then when the creep wave spawns, you get a free last hit.
Woo!
Man, Biver actually, with that Curse Snipe though, that was like, won them that next fight guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, by all means, Elements didn't necessarily have to pressure, but their lineup is literally about like closing the game out. It actually won them like that next fight, which basically set the tempo in a crazy advantage for Spirit.
Right.
So big.
2 Courier Snipes and a couple Ravages.
And a chain
Viver
snipe, too.
is going to pop this smoke. Now he's going to try and run away with Spike Carapace. They're going to turn and fight this one, though. They managed to get Mitch with the initiation onto Skeeter, but Skeeter's too big now. Managed to get the stun onto the reincarnating Wraith King as well. A supernova explodes. Managed to get Viver in the back lines. He's going to try and finish him off. Another Spike Carapace will be able to keep him alive a little bit longer, but it looks like the Phoenix should be able to catch him eventually. 9, meanwhile, is dealing the damage. DNZ comes in with a Bedlam to be able to help finish off the Nyx Assassin, but it's Team Spirit who's still looking strong as their cores of both 9 and Skeeter continue to just rip heroes apart.
I think this game's over, Cap.
I think so too.
They're trying hard to get something going because they know that what their lineup can do right now, but they're just getting crushed. Like, they initiate, and Zeus is just, everyone's dead.
Yeah.
I don't even think they have much magic resistance, if any. Axe has not picked up a pipe or a hood this game. He got a Vanguard because he's against a PL, makes sense. Then he got a Blade Mail with his Blink, makes sense. And he got a Shadow Blade so he can initiate. But they have to kill the Zeus. It's like the only way they can win team fights. But they missed that mid-timing. And Zeus got so many kills that he's actually unkillable this game. It's just crazy. Man, ban Zeus is maybe the easy thing to say.
Yeah.
Because they pick this like crappy looking lineup, and and they just cover him so well.
And they've got so many heroes to get on top of a Zeus, right?
Yeah.
TA, good in laning phase, will pick up a Blink Dagger, strong pressure here. Wraith King, Axe, same thing goes there. Phoenix, like he dies on top of Supernovas, like a Zeus isn't really well equipped to deal with an egg, so they had 4 different heroes to really get on top of Zeus, and Team Spirit, as you said, just played so beautifully protecting the Zeus. And 9's positioning was always very strong.
Like, I don't even feel like we saw mana drain against Wraith King mattering. They just killed everybody so fast. Like, and that way Zeus is already more than good enough against Wraith King. He's got lots of HP, great. Static Field does more damage. Peel was just like a carry this game. 4-1 and 10. He's doing good.
Yeah.
But I feel like this could have been like 4 other heroes with how the game's going. So sieging is what the game is right now. Just do some tower damage. But they're all alive. He just feels so confident with Aegis and Heart.
Thunder God's Wrath, and actually killed DNZ with the Nimbus. He just double Thunder God's Wrath, double Nimbus.
Poor guy.
Poor Nimbus.
But 40 seconds, it's worth doing here. Buys him 40 to hit a tower or hit a Rax. It's just looking to catch a backline hero.
Viver does manage to get into the ball, managed to Mitch on 2, has to Joe run, almost gets away. He managed to get the time lapse the last second there. The Supernova will explode on top. Managed to get the stun onto a couple Team Spirit heroes, but Skeeter just comes back in. He managed to get both the Templar Assassin as well as the Wraith King down. The Wraith King had enough mana, so the reincarnation is good. We'll be able to blink to the back line. Mind Control goes for the back, tries to hit FNG, double shots him pretty easily, but now up against Skeeter, he's going to have his refraction ripped apart, so that instead he's going to turn and fight, see if he can actually kill Skeeter himself, but just can't do it. Viver with the continual stuns from his Aghanim's Nyx Assassin.
Oh, he went for the crit talent. I like that. They're so far ahead. He just get more damage. Like that's all you really need. You've already got a Zeus, got tons of damage. Get more damage. He's gonna try to finish off the Rax here, trying to save his Manta for danger purposes here, especially with not having doppelganger talents. The safe play. 2 Raxes down.
And DNC slowed down by a Diffusal Blade. Does have the Shadow Realm though. But Skeeter, thanks to an Aegis as well as a Heart, he just doesn't really care too much about these heroes threatening him. He's always got Viver, thanks to that Aghanim Scepter's burrowed under the ground right now. DNC goes for the backline, trying to go for Hester Joe Rotten. Instead, is going to find himself right next to an Aghanim Scepter Nyx Assassin, but he managed to get the call out from Mitch. They execute Hester Joe once again. He does have buyback. He can't get back to this fight. He's going to be about half HP. He's immediately going to be stun swift, and he's going to try and get the stun, but no! Viver interrupts once again with the Impale, and now Hester Joe Rotten out of reach will just turn and finish off Swift Ending, who will come back thanks to his reincarnation, blink back into the tier 3. Thunder God's Wrath does reveal him. Nimbus Cloud trying to go for LeBron. That's why Swift Ending was hugging LeBron as best as possible. But now he's been caught by that mana leak. A Supernova goes down, but Swift Ending is still going to die here. And the egg may fall as well, as there's just so much attack speed on this team. Phantom Lancer does it pretty easily. Hester Joe Rotten actually has the Aghanim Scepter. Just the extra helping hand in case Skeeter really gets in trouble.
And this all started by a great initiation onto the Zeus on the bot lane. Axe had to use, I think, a smoke and a Shadow Blade to get him on the back line.
LeBron can't move. He can't
Poor
move.
guy.
9. He may have just thrown away his life to be able to get a style kill, but there's the time-lapse save onto the Zeus. It only buys a little bit of time, though. Zeus, he's getting so much damage on Swift, ending his second life. He may just die again here. The magic damage is too much for them to handle. The stuns come in from Biver, and they manage to keep 9 alive. They'll wipe EPG rather, and Team Spirit will take this in a 2-0 victory.
Man, that guy is a very good Zeus player. Not quite as flashy as like Thompson, I guess, in style points kind of, but for like Zeus fundamentals, this guy is excellent. Like he is making all the right decisions.
Yeah.
He is winning his lane when he shouldn't. He's getting more last hits than he should, and he is just crushing in team fights. Look at that win probability. He dropped pretty heavily there.
Yeah.
But then just those 2 fights, all of a sudden it was just the game was in Spirit's favor.
And that is one of the problems with a lineup that is so pressure heavy against a lineup that is so passive, but very carry heavy, I would say, with Phantom Lancer as well as Weaver, and then a Zeus who naturally scales. Like, you really can't afford any mistakes.
And that one was pretty significant. I mean, it's forced by Biver sniping 2 couriers in a row. Basically sniped a Radiance twice in a row.
Yeah.
It's like an 8-minute window. God, that actually wrecked them so bad. I mean, imagine if Wraithkin gets his Radiance then. He was like 400 gold away. Relic gets sniped. He had to wait actually, it was like, is it 3 minutes for a courier or 4? I can't remember. But
I think it's 4 minutes
he basically
now.
had to wait like 8 minutes to get his Radiance.
Yeah.
An item he already farmed. He had to wait 8 minutes. And if he just has that Radiance that whole time, regardless of how the rest of the game goes, he increases his GPM by at least like 100.
Yeah.
Hits 20 way faster, gets his next items way faster. Like, Biver literally ruined the game for Swift Ending with those 2 snipes and guaranteed that Elements was not going to be able to win that mid-pressure fight that they felt like they had to go for because they had Aegis as well. It was so instrumental. And I imagine, like, if those Curries didn't get sniped, this easily could have been like a 60-minute game, I think. But Biver just secured that it did not happen at all. It was impressive. That was like the most impactful career snipes I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. And Biver and 9. I mean, these two are very clearly MVPs of this series.
Yeah.
9 with his Zeus in both games, but Biver had that Winter Wyvern game in the first one that was really impactful as well. So these two on the up, I would say. I think Biver has been looked at as a very strong support, and a lot of people had praise for 9 last year rather, when he was on Penta. So
I'm impressed. I'm definitely very impressed by. There's been a lot of stand-up players, even DNZ on the enemy team. Not a good game for Dark Willow versus Zeus. I would not want to see him do that again. But I think that guy's also extremely skilled, and it's fun to watch him play. So a little tough there for Elements, losing that series. Mind Control getting a chance to stand in and showing us what he had, and it was an enjoyable time. But yeah.
All right, well, I believe that's it for Elements. We will no longer see them in this tournament for Reshuffle Madness. Next up, we do have Final Tribe versus Team Empire. We haven't seen either one of these teams yet in this tournament, so we're going to go back to the very first round of things. We hadn't yet completed that. And then the final game of the day is going to be Alliance versus Odium in the upper bracket. So